Hello, Scorpio. This is Barb at Mystic Door Tarot, and this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for you, Scorpio, for the week of February 1st through the 7th. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. And please subscribe and join me daily for my quick glance daily readings. Now, keep in mind, these are general readings and will not resonate with everyone. You can obtain a private reading by clicking the link to my website below. Now, this week, let me get it. I should have had it ready. This week, by popular demand, we have the Tarot Nerfertari Egyptian deck with the gold overlay on the cards. So let's get started and see what your cards are indicating this week. Okay, Scorpio, your first card, the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Queen of Chalices and the Knight of Wands. And your overall energy, Scorpio, the Queen of Wands. Okay. We will get to these two oracle cards in just a little bit. So, at first glance, Scorpio, you've got the energy of two queens this week. It's very strong, intense energy, but they're almost kind of the opposite kind of energy. One is about going with the flow, and the other one is controlling everything. So, whatever it is that you're working on, Scorpio, you're really going to have to tap into your intuition this week and just kind of back off trying to control everything. Let whatever is going to come in happen because it's going to go out just as quickly. So you need to let things play out this week, Scorpio, is what I'm initially seeing as to what your cards are indicating. Okay, Scorpio. So first, I want to talk about your overall energy here. And you have the Queen of Wands. And I feel this is so much your energy this week. This is the driving energy here for all your cards this week and what's going on. And I feel that you possess a lot of the traits of this Queen of Wands this week. Just attending to all the details, making sure everything's going along as it should. And that's got a lot to do with, because you know the Knight of Wands energy, it's got to do with what the energy of the Knight of Wands is all about. So the Queen of Wands energy is one of taking charge and being in control and watching everything. Now, your focus for the week, your anchor card here, is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is pretty much indicating that you've been working on or focusing on something that you're really devoting all your time and energy to. So, this could be a project in the workplace, this could be a hobby or something you're working on at home. And the Seven of Pentacles is kind of bringing in the energy of just pausing this week, reviewing, assessing how this project or whatever this is, your focus is, what you're focusing on, just reviewing how it's going. So you're kind of standing back and deciding if you're still on the right path or if you kind of got sidetracked. And if you have got sidetracked, has this happened before? And what did you do in that circumstance? And with it being Pentacles energy, this can be something that you're working on that could be bringing in some money for you, or it could be related to business. So it could be your own business that you're working on or something you're creating. Possibly a second income is what I see coming in. It can be specifically a project you're working on at work, and it's really your baby, and you've just poured and put blood, sweat, and tears into this project. Now, one thing else here with the Seven of Pentacles showing up is somebody else could be kind of overlooking your work at this time. And you do have two queens this week. One is very good in business, the Queen of Wands. And the other one is more a nurturing, caring energy that tells you to stay authentic to your true self and trust in your intuition. But I also have to bring up when you have two queens show up in a reading, Scorpio, and this is such a small spread, this is not a 10 card spread or even larger. So there can be gossip. There can be somebody in your inner circle that you think is a friend is actually two-faced. And that's why I'm seeing this energy, this kind of conflicting energy. You're being shown one energy, but yet the other one is really underneath. It's like hidden. It's what's really underneath. That's the best way I can describe what's coming through. Now, your focus card, the Seven of Pentacles, this is Taurus's card. So this is persevering, being very determined, very dependable, but patience at this time is needed. This card's ruled by the planet Saturn, which has to do with limitations, your self-control. It's about divine timing. And the phrase that's coming through is you can't rush things. You can't force things, Scorpio. So the number 7 represents forces that must be dealt with that are beyond your control, Scorpio. So you just need to overcome those challenges, which are presenting themselves more to me as giving some leeway and just trusting in the universe. Trust your intuition, how things are going to play out for you this week, Scorpio. Now, the Queen of Chalices here is that very nurturing, caring kind of individual. And she's actually looking towards your future. Actually, both queens in this spread are looking towards your future. But the Queen of Chalices or Cups is in regards to your emotions, your feelings. And what she's looking at and smiling at here is the Knight of Wands coming in, which is why I'm picking up the Queen of Wands as your overall energy, just tightly taking control of everything. Because it's got to do with the Knight of Wands energy, which could be a Sagittarius. So it could be a Sagittarius kind of coming in this week that's going to put a kink in your plans, or not so much a kink, but really getting you off track. And that's why the Seven of Pentacles here is your focus for the week, because something's not right. Something's going off, possibly in the wrong direction. Now, the Queen of Chalices or Cups is a queen that really is indicating to tap into your higher wisdom, Scorpio, your higher self. Connect with spirit. Strengthen that partnership with spirit. And pay attention to your feelings, your intuitions. Be receptive to messages around you and from your dreams, Scorpio. And sometimes the advice of the Queen of Chalices is get out near water, because water's what's going to just like snap you out of it, Scorpio. It's your element since you're a water sign. You need to restore and re-energize your power and energy for this week to make it through. Because the energy that I'm picking up from your next card here, the Knight of Wands, is one of, I just keep seeing the term sidetracking. Throwing you off balance, maybe. So let's talk about the Knight of Wands here. Now, the Knights are all about movement and travel and change, and the Knight of Wands is very passionate, adventurous, fun kind of energy coming in. But the Knight of Wands can be very scattered, comes in, changes things up, has some fun, maybe takes some risks, and then just disappears as quickly. So the attention span of the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, as this energy, this knight doesn't stay in one place or with one project or with one person for very long. Always looking for the next new adventure or challenge. And this is a very competitive, sometimes reckless individual. So this might be someone coming in, just grabbing your attention. So now you're kind of sidetracked from what you've been working on. All the more reason that the Queen of Wands is your overall energy, just kind of watching over everything. Now, the Knight of Wands is associated with your third chakra, and that's your navel chakra. So that has to do with your will and determination. So it's kind of messing with that. Now, your numerology for your 3 base cards here is number 9. 9's all about you're wrapping things up. You're near the end. And it's time of review. And that's what your 7 of Pentacles energy is indicating. You need to stop and review because something is kind of getting just pulled offside. Something's not going in the direction that you wanted for your original goals. So your numerology here this week is saying, kind of just stand back and look at what you're doing, Scorpio. And it is possible the Knight of Wands energy coming in is upsetting everything, but for your benefit, Scorpio. There's a twist. Now, some of this energy can really be affected by the Mercury being in retrograde, especially if what you're working on has something to do with technology or some form of communication. Now, this week I pulled an oracle card from the Starseed Oracle deck, a more spiritual outlook as to what might be going on with your cards this week. And you received Breath of the Cosmos, and the card actually says, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Well, only you, Scorpio, could pull off micromanaging the universe. This is just relying on your own will, Scorpio, resisting the natural flow. That's micromanaging the universe. Despite the planetary alignment or Mercury retrograde, you're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on your own personal strength. And that's your Queen of Wands traits you're adapting this week. And then in doing so, you then find yourselves attempting to kind of bend things to your will. So you're going to be spending a lot of time, Scorpio, just forcing and pushing and living in a space of what I'm going to call trying to. You're going to hear yourself saying, well, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Because everything around you can feel that. The universe feels that you're pushing and forcing and shoving. So with this card showing up for you, Scorpio, you're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life to move from my will to thy will. So it's kind of just surrendering and going with the flow, Scorpio. You're kind of bowing down to the great mystery of the universe and saying, please show me the way. And what's going to happen for you, Scorpio, when you just kind of release that energy? You're going to find yourself little by little living your most fulfilling, authentic life when you surrender your personal will. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but in this circumstance, it's asking you when to really just release the control. When you really release control and release the way you think things should be and just surrender to the greater will, you find yourself now being led by spirit. and you begin breathing the breath of life. So that's your card and message this week. Breath of the cosmos. Your Queen of Chalices card is telling you to tap into your intuition. The messages and guidance that are trying to come through for your own benefit, Scorpio. Now let's take a look at which crystal your angels and guides have suggested for you for this week. You received amethyst. But of course, Scorpio, Scorpio, because it has to do with your third eye chakra, your perception, your intuition. And what's it saying here? Yeah, intuition. If there is any crystal that you need to have, and if it's going to be just one, amethyst is a good place to start. Now, with this card showing up, it is an indication your intuition is very strong. So you need to listen to it this week, Scorpio. Trust in your intuition because your angels and your spirit guides, they're offering guidance and valuable insight to your life. So be sure this week to just take time out, focus on peace and tranquility. And as you relax, you're going to feel answers to your questions coming forward just a lot more clearly. And for some of you, you might even want to join a meditation group or possibly something online like a spiritual workshop, is what I'm seeing. This is going to help you reconnect with your spirit guides and angels. And by doing so, this nurtures your intuitive connection. It can enhance your capacity to help others. You can heal through your words, your energy, or even through hands-on scenario. Now, what's interesting is amethyst is the birthstone for the month of February. Your reading is starting off February 1st through the 7th. So it can be indicating this month is a very significant month for you. So your angels and guides want you to harness the power of amethyst. And that's what my tea leaf holder is made of, amethyst. The power of amethyst helps you reconnect with your intuition. It strengthens that co-partnership with spirit, as there can be messages and guidance waiting for you, Scorpio. So, in summary for this week, Scorpio, you've got a lot of things that are vying for your attention, possibly sidetracking you from your project or goal, whatever you're focused on, whatever is considered your Seven of Pentacles, which, as I said, is whatever you're working on. Could be a hobby, could be in the home, could be a relationship, could be a project in the workplace. And right now, the message is kind of stand back and look at what you're working on. Are you still going in the right direction? You've got two queens this week, which first can be creating some kind of sidetracking energy, as two queens showing up in a reading is indicating talk, gossip, creating drama. You could have frenemies within your inner circle. So when I mention that in a reading, if someone immediately comes to your mind, pay attention to that. And at first, when I looked at your reading, I thought the Knight of Wands was coming in to sidetrack you, but I think it's trying to rush in, make you aware to really look at things. Something's gotten you off track. Even though with the Queen of Wands energy, you have a kind of a tight rein on everything. And your Queen of Chalices is saying, trust in your intuition. So if something feels off to you this week, it is. Your Starseed Oracle card is indicating stop micromanaging the universe, and only you, Scorpio, out of all the star signs, could pull that off. Just kind of relax, go with the flow, keep an eye on things, but release some of that tight rein over everything. Make sure that you're meditating with the crystal amethyst. It's going to strengthen your existing psychic abilities, Scorpio. There might have been a little bit of a disconnect, and that's part of what's sidetracking you here. And the Queen of Chalices showing up this week to remind you to go back to your tried and true. Trust in your intuition, Scorpio. So, what doesn't seem right that's coming in this week is warning you because it isn't. So, this week, Scorpio, is pretty much a week of review, assessment, could also be someone else assessing your work at this time as well. So, just kind of step back, relax, refresh yourself by getting near water, hearing water running, fountains, streams, ocean. See what guidance or messages or signs or signals are showing up for you, especially when you slow down. Recharge your batteries. Kind of just taking a look around, but heed the warning of the Starseed card. My will to thy will. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe and help support my channel if you haven't already. And for private readings, click on my website link below. Love and abundance to my Scorpio family.